how to survive a wartime economy. So let's get into some actual tactics, guys. I'm going to give you some value in terms of how to protect your finances in an ever-inflating, debt-based, neoliberal, corporate-facing, not free trade, even though it's touted as free trade, economy. I have us in 3 sections today. Our first 3, just about financial survival. 4 and 5, that's going to be for my people that are investors. You're already investing. You don't have a lot of debt. You want to know where to put it and why. I'm not going to give you any specific advice on where to put your money, but I am going to tell you exactly where I have my money. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to buy, what to sell, what to invest in. That's not my position in life. I'm not going to pretend I am. And then the last 3, this is about thriving. This is for anybody, by the way, that listens to the first 3 and says, Zach, this didn't even help me. I am struggling beyond struggle financially. I really need some bigger tips. That might be for you, but the last one's for everybody. But number 1 is print money. What do I mean by print money? I do not mean by print money doing what the Federal Reserve does every single time our economy begins to wobble. So here's why it's extremely important that you print money, because if things are inflating, we need to see where our dollars are going so that we can allocate them properly. So here's what we want to do. I want you to print out your bank statements online. Going to seem very archaic, very Ramsey-esque, but listen to me. Get a green, yellow, and red highlighter and start going through each and every transaction. There shouldn't be one transaction that goes uncolored. Green is going to go on all your income, whether that's your 2-week job, commission check you got, your bonus, check you got in from your monetization, your Etsy store, your DoorDash, whatever. All money in, green. All money out that is required of you, yellow. What do I mean by required of you? These are the things that keep your household running, your lifestyle moving. This is food. This is power. This is your car. This is insurance. Okay, now maybe you can improve these items. Maybe you could get a better insurance policy. Maybe you could shop around. Maybe you could use the air conditioning a bit less. But at the end of the day, these are still things you need. Could they come down or go up? Of course, but they're necessities. Yellow, necessity. Red, that's all the items you don't need. It's going to feel tough to mark these, but we need to have that discipline when it comes down to this of marking anything you truly do not need as red. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of it. If you take the green and minus your yellows, what number will you have? The number you have after you subtract your yellows, you're then going to subtract by your reds. How much money is left after? Any? A little bit? Are you negative? This is your ammunition to everything else we're going to be talking about. If you are not in a surplus from the money that you're making, you're in no position to pay down debt or invest. Okay, we can stop right there at step 1. Understand what's going in and what's going out, what's required of you and what is not. And then you can start having the pillow talk conversations with your spouse or yourself about what maybe we could cut. The reds being what could be cut. Number 2 is race to 100. We're sprinting toward, and this might sound juvenile to some. Some would say, Zach, $100 surplus. You think I don't have $100 sitting next to me? Listen to me. We need to get to a point where $1,200 a year guaranteed can go towards some form of ammunition to attack our debt or investment portfolios. That might sound like a small bit, but it's the act of making that money available that will start honing the skill set needed to grow that larger. Number 2 is race to 100. I want you to have $100 surplus because that is your ammo to be able to do everything else that we're going to talk about. And that's step number 3, which is the beginning of the process of getting into a better scenario, which is the debt reversal steps. I follow 3 general steps for paying down debt. Number 1, you need to organize it. I want you to, and by the way, I'm going to plug a sheet in this document called the net worth sheet. It is nothing special. It is an Excel document that I made years ago. Your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. It is everything that you have of value, your house, your retirement account, your crypto coins, your Pokemon cards. That is considered a positive piece of your net worth. The negative sides is everything you owe. All of your debts, your student loan, your car, the phones you still are paying off. Everything that's attached to your name as a debt is a liability. You might put all of the things into this net worth sheet that I plugged below. Highly suggest putting this down on paper or in a document somewhere where you can literally look at it and say, this is what I'm worth right now financially. And by no means saying that your worth as a human comes down to your worth financially, but you want to know where you're sitting. Now, this $100 that you have, this surplus that you have, whether that's $100, $500, $2,000, where are you going to put it? Well, let me tell you right now, if you have debt, you do not need to invest yet. If you have high interest debt, you are not in a position to invest quite yet. Why? Simple math. The best investment that you could possibly get on average year over year is going to be like 10 to 13%. Okay, you could beat that maybe, but guaranteed year over year, 10 to 13% is kind of where that line sits. Anything you have as far as debt that has an interest rate that is higher than that 10%, you're fighting an uphill battle of interest. We need to get rid of the high interest debt. So line them all up and organize them smallest to largest. Second step, assign the interest rates. You either attack the smallest amount or the highest percent. The smallest amount of debt that you have or the highest percent, the highest interest rate you have of all of your debts. You can attack either one. I would prefer you to attack the highest interest rate. That's what I had done. When you do this net worth sheet that's in my document, you might get a number that says, oh, I'm negative. I'm worth negative money. That might be something you look at and think, wow, I suck. I was negative as well. I was negative 86,000 in net worth when I initially made this sheet. This was the first document that ever told me, whoa, I'm losing. And I'm losing hard. Because step number 3, the surplus is the ammo. That money you have that is extra at the end of the month cannot be used toward more red activities if you have debt to attack. All those things you marked in red cannot be a part of the day-to-day life if you have significant debt to pay down. So you're going to take the ammo you have in your surplus to pay down the debts, attacking either the smallest amount or the highest percentage. Does that make sense?